welcome back to episode 4 of Retrospective Progression. I'm Aredawg, the creator hero, and today I think I want to establish the wall that will be going around the Alpha Lands. I want to start out by making sure that the island that I will be having the Growly challenges in will be enclosed by the wall. We're going to start heading in that point from the origin point. We're going to use some stacks of cobblestone. I've got 15 stacks here, maybe a little overkill, but once we reach the end of the island, then we'll know how many stacks we use, and we'll use that as a measurement for how big of a wall we're going to have around the Alpha Lands. To start off, I did do a little bit of cleanup on the cobblestone that was around here, and we just left this bit of cobblestone left. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to need to get up a little bit higher. So we'll just do this, and we'll place these here, and then we're just gonna go forward. So it took 9 stacks of cobblestone to get us to the southern point of the Growly challenge, and as you can kind of see by the sped up version here, that's quite a distance. I've actually calculated it out, taking 9 times 64 to be 576 blocks, so that means it's a pretty substantial size. And if I'm going to be doing this on all 4 sides, that means I'm looking at a size of 1,152 by 1,152 for the Alpha Lands. So as we head out from the east, we'll see that it's mostly a flat area. There's maybe a couple of hills here or there. I'm thinking more towards the southern end, the southeastern side. May end up doing like maybe a small city or something. Towards the northeastern end, it does seem to have a little bit more watery areas, so we'll have to figure out what we want to do for those areas. Again, very different landscape out there. Towards the northern end, again, northeastern end, there's a lot of lakes and stuff, but also on the northwestern side, there are a lot of lakes here as well. So a lot of the northern edge is a bit more oceany, lakey kind of feeling. There is quite this mountain that you can kind of see off towards the east here. Kind of not really sure what I want to do. Maybe I do something industrial here. There's plans. So the final zone is, of course, the western zone. As again, northwestern, there's a lot of like oceans and stuff, but I'm probably thinking towards the southwestern edge. I might want to try and, knowing the future, coming out with like the higher height maps, might want to try my hand at making a dwarven village and then building a mountain over it. That's kind of an idea I have. And maybe somewhere have a ship that might be over it. We'll see. So now that I've laid out how long this is going to be, I decided to do a little bit more and actually figure out the entire border. As you can see, I did do a little bit of like stepping up and stepping down, considering that in some of the places, mostly the north and eastern sections, they were considerably higher than, well, south and western. So I updated those and kind of got a good perimeter around the area. So yeah, we've got a good size area that we're basically going to have as our main Alpha Lands. So now that I've taken time out to map out the perimeter of where the wall is going to be for the Alpha Lands, I figured I should probably start working on mapping out where the central tower is going to be, because I want it centered on 0, 0. So as we've determined before, and I've mentioned before, this is +0, +0. So I'm going to do a border of probably, I might do 64 blocks out, or I might do 32. Let's start with 32 blocks out. So since we're starting at this level right here, what we need to actually do is we need to drop this by 1, so it's actually 31 blocks out. So I'm going to put this down and follow the line. And guess we're chopping down a couple of trees here. And we're going to go out this far. And alright, so from here, we've determined that since this is the positive side, take this to 32 over here. And let's go out this direction. I'm just going to pop this down. Let's get some dandelions, because that's what they were. I think they still are dandelions in modern. And then we'll get this corner done. So now that we've got this corner here, we're going to need to do 64 blocks, but it needs to actually be 63 blocks. So we're just going to pop down like this. Mostly because, again, 32 out this way, we want to go 32 down that way. And considering that is on negative 32, we're going to want to go to positive 32, and including that one, that should be 64 right there. So we'll go all the way out 64 blocks, make sure that we fill this in correctly. So, yep, so 32... yeah, that should be good. We'll do some double checking to make sure that we get the correct size here. Make sure that the base of the tower is at least 64 by 64. May go bigger than that. Again, it's between doing 32 from the center or 64 from the center. So I'm just gonna do another. I did that the wrong way. Another 63 this way, and I'm gonna get all 4 sides up and running and come back. So with this last corner, I'm thinking that if I did this right, it should be 30. So if I do 30, I should hit that correctly. So let's do that. Make sure that I did calculate this as correctly as I think I did. Let's see. So we'll just take some of this out, and that should be... hey, there we go. That calculated out pretty good. So yeah, we've got a pretty good size here of what kind of a base footprint we're thinking of. And since we're doing a 32 by 32, well, no, it's technically a 64 by 64 size. What I might end up doing, because again, we're kind of limited in alpha. Again, we only can go from 0 to 128. But that doesn't mean that we can't do a lot more when it comes to, you know, once release comes out, and specifically the Caves and Cliffs update. Because when I'm trying to remember which, if it was in beta or if it was in release, that the ceiling went from 128 to 256. And again, it was Caves and Cliffs that basically gave us the biggest change, where we have negative 64 to 320. So I'm thinking I might want to at least dig down the first 4 chunks, so around the origin point. So basically, I'm wanting to go from this chunk, which is a 16 by 16, that chunk over there, 16 by 16, this chunk over here, and this chunk over here, and just kind of dig down to the bottom, kind of have a nice little something down there, kind of as a start to the base. And then once we get to once Caves and Cliffs comes out, and we kind of upgrade to Caves and Cliffs, we'll actually go into the underneath there and see what other stuff we can find underneath all of the alpha lands. Because yeah, that's going to be quite a difference. So since this is going to take a little bit of a time, I'm not expecting to get all of the digging done, but I can at least get a good start on it. So I'm gonna just light this place up so I have at least some safety precaution when mob spawn. So I could just start working on digging this down. Not the whole thing again. I want to try just do the first 4 chunks and see how good of a hole I can make. So I got a fair bit of this lit up. I still need to get that back corner there, but I wanted to show you where I originally put my idea for the base. Wasn't actually too far off from where I put the 0-0 spawn. Yeah, couldn't see it when I actually was figuring out where 0-0 was because that tree was in the way, but yeah, I'd say that's probably 64 blocks away from the base, or from 0-0, and not too actually far off in the Z direction either, because it's literally just 2 blocks away. So we'll take this back and we'll just kind of continue working on lighting up the area. I think I should actually figure out how do minecarts work, because I think that's going to be our biggest transportation system. At least until we've got, nether travel and horses and whatever else. Like, we'll figure out transportation at some point before we do minecart stuff. There was one more thing I wanted to note. Coming down this way, we're kind of still within the 64 border here. We kind of come down this way, and what I actually found in kind of lighting this up was we have another dungeon, one right here, and I believe this one is a skeleton spawner. I have not yet confirmed that it is a skeleton spawner, but I'm pretty confident that it is. So, yeah, we'll see if we can. I think this is definitely within the border of the 64 by 64 that we're going to have for the main base. So when we dig this out, we'll probably open this up and maybe have a nice little skeleton farm that's going to be right inside of our main tower. So that'll be kind of neat to have as a kind of little thing to make sure we've got arrows and bones and such. Like it's gonna be a mini farm, but right now it's only arrows because bones weren't a thing yet, since bone meal wasn't a thing, and because bone meal's not a thing, white dye's not a thing. The list just goes on. So let me go get some of my iron that I have back at the mining tower, and yeah, we will work on getting ourselves figured out on how do we do minecarts in alpha, because they are very different. To start off, I do want to do a little bit of update. We do have a full thing of redstone, just the redstone dust again. Can't make the redstone blocks, and we almost have a second double chest full of redstone dust. So we can see this was our redstone template stuff. Not much else here. We're getting pretty high on dirt and gravel. And then once we get into here, oh, look at all that. That's a lot of iron. A lot of that iron that I had cooked up has gone into making these iron tools. But yeah, I got a lot of coal. Can't make coal blocks again, but this is the important chest. So as you can see, I'm making a smaller dent in the thing that I need for the Growly challenge, but it's going to take a long time. I'm going to do a little bit of testing in kind of a little bit more research to see if I can find more access to ores. Maybe maybe I'm in the wrong chunks or something. I know that there is somebody on the Minecraft forums who's basically done a lot of the testing way back in the day, and they actually keep it modern. So I'll do some double checking and research, but yeah, let's cook up some of this iron and make some rails and some minecarts, and let's do a little bit of testing on our redstone platform. So I've finished cooking all that iron. I kind of put it back up in the chest up above, but as we can see, this is, of course, the standard way that you make minecarts. There's no real difference between, alpha version and release. The big difference, though, is what minecarts you can make. Obviously, we don't have hoppers, so you can't make a hopper minecart. And while we do have TNT minecarts weren't a thing. But you can still make the furnace minecart, and you can still make the minecart with a chest. So here we have 2 tracks that I've set out. Again, we only have rails, which means that we only have the ability to just ride them. We don't have like detector rails, we don't have like powered rails, we don't have activator rails. We just the standard rails. So if we put one down and we ride into it, like trying to use our arrow keys to move forward or backwards, well, that doesn't work. One way you could do that is if you had one of these and you took a little bit of coal and activated it, it would push you. Interestingly, I don't know why that is the case, that the furnace minecart is like swapping back and forth, but however much coal you put into it, however much would be burned into it, that's pretty much the speed you get. And you get this kind of basic, simple speed. Let's just... Whoa. That was actually maybe something a bit of a secret. I just broke the minecart and while I was riding it, and yeah, it just kind of booted me from it. That might be the precursor to the secret shulker. So let's go back up there and go pick up our minecarts. So the other way to do minecarts and kind of get some speed off of them is actually bumping them. So as you can see, these minecarts, they like to bounce off of each other. They don't like to stay with each other. Whenever you get a minecart that is colliding with another, like that's kind of where you get some different speed. This can also be applied side by side. So if I was to put this one down like this, look at that. It kind of does speed up and kind of goes in a circle. But as you can see, after a while, it desyncs. So what you have to do is you kind of have to set up a little booster track. So I'm going to try and do a simple little track around here, and I'm going to see if I can get a little booster track going and show you how this worked. So here we are with the basic booster design. I actually went with the short reset. If you actually look on the Minecraft wiki, you can actually see the different alpha versions, and reading up into it, powered rails didn't actually show up until beta 1.6, so this was the way that we used to get around using minecarts. So one thing you want to make sure is you want to make sure that this minecart is all the way up against that block right there. This is going to be our booster minecart. So if we just plop ourselves on here and we go in, you can see that we're just going around in a circle, this is how we just made sure that we were having the speed that we needed. Have to right click to get out because shifting does not work. But as you can see, the booster is literally like pulling, or the two minecarts are pulling each other next to each other, and that means that they're going faster than they should. Because that's how minecarts used to work. Is if there was one side by side, it would just pull it with the other, as we kind of saw with those two circles. But with this, like, you can see that it pulls forward, and then while that one continues on down the road, this one comes around, goes around here, comes back down this way, and stops right there. So this is the simple booster. There are a couple other boosters that are available. Again, if you want to look at the Minecraft wiki, you can look at that and see the different versions that there are. There are some for like hills, some that are real quick, some that are specifically for corners and such. But for the most part, this is the simplest version of a Minecraft boost or minecart booster back when we needed them. But if we were to go this direction, it would stop and kind of just push us like that. So if I was to make this available to go in both directions, I would want to make another one on the other side. That's a tutorial on how to set up a rail system. So obviously you could, like with using a little bit of redstone, you can kind of switch the tracks where you want it to go, using these little booster pads here to make sure that you're going in the same direction. And looking further into this, like, you could probably even get more going on. In fact, I think you might even be able to do something along the lines of this. If I were, can't do it that way. I remember correctly, and I read this right. You should be able to just boost by doing. Oh, nope. Need to put this in the right position. So we'll start with this one. Oh, I see. It is very particular. Let's just do this, and let's do that, and then let's do that. One other thing you can do is, boom, this, and then, oh, they should have stayed together, but they didn't. Never mind. So that's also very interesting. I showed you what happened when I broke the minecart while I was sitting in it. Apparently it goes where our feet are, and our feet are technically in this block right here, even though we're kind of sitting in it. So that's why I was able to fall through the floor, because this is only one wide. So that was fun. There's a couple things I kind of want to do, and I'm not sure how I want to do this, but I do want to have a railway kind of system set up. Like, if I am going to do a city, here, let's just do pop up here. It's definitely going to be in this quadrant over here. And if that's the case, I do kind of feel like I want to have like a little bit of a subway system, or an overground, like kind of like just an overground system of traveling. I guess it is still kind of technically a subway, at least, here in America. So yeah, that's the idea, is kind of get these boosters, set up little stations where I can get out of my minecart easily, or I can push my minecart easily, and then just go from place to place. Again, I think the next beta version, we actually get access to the Nether. So if that's the case, like, I know all the work that I'm gonna be doing for the minecart system might be a little bunk, because Nether travel is like so much faster, but here in alpha it's slow going, so why not have multiple different routes? So obviously we do want to do stuff with horses once horses comes out, so we're gonna want to have horse paths, and we definitely need to do like some boat roads, and of course there's the super fast, speedy highway with dolphins and water and full speed and whatever else. Yeah, there's a lot to do when it comes to transportation. So I'm gonna harvest some wheat here because I've almost got a full wheat bed here, and let's do a little exploration. Let's look and see what some of the lands have. Oh, look at that! We've got 3 stacks of sugarcane. That's not bad. But yeah, we will. Let's do a little exploring once it becomes daytime, and I kind of know that that's a flat area over there. I know that's a little bit more of a mountainy area over there. I've kind of explored a little bit of this direction. I haven't really explored that direction, so I think that's where I'm going to explore. Because yeah, we did have that sign that said X negative 256, and I don't know what that's about, but maybe I should get some cobblestone and figure out where X256 is negative 256 and just go up and down the z-axis and see if I can find anything. I grabbed about 5 stacks of cobble. I really only need 4 stacks because that you times 64 by 4, that's 256. So I just need that much cobblestone here. I'm using this extra 64-bit here. It's just kind of a way to help me make sure I'm going on the right path up and down X negative 256. So I'm just gonna head over here where we have our little line where we're heading out, and I'm gonna start placing this down. Once we get to X256, I will I'll show you where I'm at, and then we'll just see if it's down this way or down that way. Alright, and if I calculated that out right, this line should be negative 256 in both the positive and the negative z direction. So I think I'm just gonna use these as a marker and see how far I can go and see if I can find anything. Plop down, and what is that? Looks to be an iron block structure of some kind. What? Kind of. It seems to be pretty temporal and quantum entrapment chamber. What does that even mean? Slip through that. Turn switch. Huh. There's a book in here, but that's it. What does this return switch do? I should probably get out of here. Yeah. We'll just not worry about that. That's gone. I wonder what this is. Well, I'm not sure. I guess we'll leave that mystery for later. So anyway, I want to say thanks for coming along with episode 4 of Retrospective Progression. If you liked the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Later.
Minion,
Yes, master?
have you completed the device?
Yes, master. Yes, yes.
Show me.
Yes, master.
Activate the machine.
Yes, master.
Good, show me the device.
Yes, master.
Have you tested it?
Yes, master.
Good. Have we started sending things through the chambers?
Yes, master.
Then let's start with a simple test. Before we send any living creatures, we should send non-living materials. Let's start with this book. Prepare the chamber.
Yes, master.
Start it up, minion.
Yes, master.
Yes, good. Everything according to plan. When will it be ready for organic transference?
Yes, master.
Excellent. Soon we should be able to monitor him closer than before. Shut up.
Yes, master.
Ah!